Miss Goldbach, I'm not going to be here.
What does have versus have not?
Haves versus have-nots. So the very wealthy, the basically you have that income gap.
Under social, can you put urbanization came from industrial? That's a big one.
Politics. What's one of your other choices?
Oh, voting.
Voting.
Yeah, like woman. Right.
This. Think for some voting, both men and women. Because as the Industrial Revolution went on, men got the right to vote. Because remember, you used to have to be like a wealthy landowner, and then they kept rolling it back until it just became basically age.
Yeah.
So voting's for men and women.
Can I take a notebook and just show Miss Goldbach what you've been doing?
Women's education. That changed.
What about, there were technological advances?
But did it change because of it?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Cloud.
Wait, is
They-
that
they
for
didn't-
social?
They didn't need, no, I put it under intellectual.
Okay.
That's what I.
Further
Intellectuals changes in beliefs.
Great now. Technological
So the
advances.
belief that women actually have the right to go to college.
Oh, because they started working more, right?
Yeah, Grayson.
They did like the farming tools, like in the cloud.
Yeah, we're
All right, so lots
This page doesn't have technological advances.
of new advances.
Do you want like specifics?
I'd put in a few specifics.
Yeah.
Like
Not
the
made of
co-
specifics.
like cotton gin, steam power,
Oh, true.
railroads.
What is R?
Oh, railroads legit.
Religion.
That's religion. What's geography?
Geography.
That's moving to cities, like was urbanization as
All
well.
right, it could be urbanization. What else for geography?
Like y'all went to the center, y'all went to one place. The city's urbanization. Yeah.
And it could also be a bit political as well. It could be both geography and political. What do you have to do if you're going through an industrial revolution?
Have certs.
They need animal rights.
Well, where are you sending your army?
UN.
Like
Oh.
other places like what?
Why don't you do that?
Think, what do you need in order to run your factory?
Well, like trade.
Eight dogs.
Resources.
Resources. Where are you going to get those resources?
Other countries.
Which we refer
Global
to
trade,
as
global trade, global trade.
colonies.
Oh god.
Colonization, baby.
I got it all wrong.
Everyone in the class does the same one.
I
Yeah.
have no substitutes, so I
What if everyone in class has
No, she said we can copy her outline as long as we copy her view. Anything she
Your
teaches us.
outlines are going to be
But that's
completely
kind
different.
of what
What if
Anything she
you,
teaches us we use.
Kate, will you send me your outline? I'll change my lines in the name.
They'll change it to things too.
You think I'm not going to recognize the fact that it's the exact same outline, if it's not the same?
I'm handing my outline in things.
read it, that's going on.
Nice job. She's a Buddha.
She's got a little angry. Just make sure that you're cheating.
Let's see here.
Let's
Henry,
Henry.
are you positive that I don't read like the middle sections of papers and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, I think you just go by the staircase and throw them down.
Which is why your final exam last
Because
year
everyone goes the
had
farthest
a
away.
problem.
Oh.
This is submitted on the internet.
Remember that middle section there.
Okay, if I had a bibliography, I would pass.
If you had bibliography, you would have got an A on it.
Instead of getting for
Yes. Because it was plagiarism.
That's not funny.
So think about that. Hopefully this year you'll get the A instead.
No.
Actually, no. It was a really good source.
It was like a
Had-
sick essay.
Had he cited it, no
Oh,
problem.
you got the each layer, truckbell.com.
No. Like I wrote my own essay, but like
yeah,
I
I
had
saw
like
that.
I had like a big quote.
They-
Like-
All right.
And I
Did
didn't
we have any effect on religion?
cite it. So
I guess people have more time to go to church.
well, let's go
Well, they
on.
worked long hours, so not really.
Steering the
Okay.
bus.
I guess
Wait,
you do
Well,
read
actually,
the
like,
essays
people are more in the same area, so it's easier for
I'm gonna
religion to
leave
spread
now.
somewhat.
while I recover from
Not,
It didn't have that much
low.
fun.
I would say not too much. What about arts and architecture?
Yeah,
More
How did it change?
Picasso.
a lot more.
There are,
architecture
there are more
advances
like
because of more.
factories where there's, I don't know if
There's
that
like
was
pottery and
cities
art.
group.
All right.
Yeah, people
Kelly, it's like
funded
pottery and art.
arts and architecture. more.
Yes, because we have the development of wealth, the development of trade, we have, for, like, basically your wealthy industrial magnates would donate money to colleges and donate money to museums. So we get funding
What's this for?
from factory owners.
No one attacks you though. It's like nice, aesthetics.
I said aesthetic.
Because, Henry, I'm gonna have to call on you again because Stephanie left, and you're the only one left from last year.
You know I did not pay attention last year.
Trade versus power.
Very good, yes.
All right, remember we talked about how some civilizations in the Middle Ages, like the Italian city-states, developed trade first, rather than, say, like England that developed power first?
Oh,
Where did the
yeah.
Renaissance start?
Trade.
Italy with trade, because trade naturally,
Trade is not a country.
when trade,
Oh, no.
but
Okay.
I know what you
Yes.
meant. Because they developed trade first, they were very wealthy. When you have the wealth, you fund your arts and architecture.
Power.
If you develop power first, you're developing your military, you're not going to be spending the funds on
Okay, I got
art.
it right.
You got it, Henry.
She said what?
Yeah,
All right. She said what country did the Renaissance start in? And you said
Oh,
trade.
Fran, semantics. So I knew what you meant.
Oh wait, hold on.
All right, so basically for question 2, we have how the Industrial Revolution affected in a very kind of general manner. You need to put in some specifics. Use countries as examples. Yes, Graham?
Could we talk about like how like female workers and you know how they started hiring kid workers because of the factories, or is that later in urbanization?
No, you can put that in. Do it. So when you're doing this, put in some specifics as to how vetting has changed maybe in Great Britain
So would that
or
be-
in the United States.
Would that be social that now
How did
women
what?
are working? I can't hear.
Yes, more women working could be in social.
We're making
What about like,
It just has to be clear now. We found it.
like, I guess kind of
So are you making it?
like relations between different countries through like race.
Okay, fine.
I
Okay,
don't know where you
that could be political or economic.
Well, economic, I think you're always got.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, because wasn't communication better because like the railroads?
yep, communications improving, transportation's improving because we have the steam power, we could easily transport goods across the Atlantic now.
Hold on, I'm so hungry.
You would be.
I'm sorry, I don't have any food to give you.
I just wanted to let you know that I was hungry.
Oh,
I've been hungry since I eat in front of her.
You're so mean. All right. You do not, in your little essay, have to have a different paragraph for each letter.
Thank goodness.
Because those would be really short paragraphs and it would end up being a really long essay. So group them how you think they would actually work with one another.
Like,
For instance, I think social, political, and kind of the geography.
government, everyone kind of goes with everything.
Economic I'd probably have as,
Start to like get spelled.
all right, Graham, just take a seat. Figure out how you want to group them together. You might want to do economics with technology, do geography, social and politics together, and then intellectual and arts together. So figure out how you're going to be writing about these particular letters, and then group them. You don't have to group them the way that I just said. You can group them in any way that makes sense to you.
Are we done with questions?
I believe we're done with questions.
Okay, I'm.